Hello. Since the other video was 35 minutes long, I wanted to make a quick summary of the discussion made this morning about the demon function. Now, granted, we could talk about this for hours. This is no way conclusive, nor do we get dogmatic about it. The demon function is your eighth function on your slots, and so everyone has eight functions of cognitive function. So your eighth function would be your weakest, your most least used, and that's the way it is. Now, this manifests itself in many different ways. Usually it's known with the undertone of being demonic and very evil and very angry like. This is not always the case. You also have people using the word angelic function, where you can use it for good if properly used. We learned from this interview that the demon function can vary depending on sexes. Katrina had a much different upbringing than me due to the fact that she's female, and women are brought up to value the way they look and the way they appear more than men generally are. This is changing now. There is more of a progressive mindset in this and about looks and what your each gender role is. That being said, it doesn't matter. It did happen. Okay. And so with her demon function, she had an ESFP mother who raised her and even picked out her clothes and was constantly trying to get her to dress a certain way and to look good and to appear well for others. Because this is what SE Hero does. SE Hero is going to be very helpful in this. They're usually in a lot more nicer way. If somebody's very pessimistic about the way you look, generally speaking, this is going to be a critical function, SE critic or SE parent, maybe even SE inferior. SE demon, I guess, could work too. But so you saw the upbringing with her and the way that she was brought up. I was brought up from a blue collar family, SE Hero, and so I'm SE demon myself. I was brought up that men are supposed to work with their hands, men are supposed to be producers, men are supposed to be creative, and obviously SE demon is not any of those. And so I had to learn to use these functions. Growing up as a Jehovah's Witness, most of my male friends obviously were SPs, and so I had to learn about that SE ability itself. Now, granted, I didn't understand most of it. Most of my friends love to wrestle. They love to do that physical thing. They fight, and like SE views fighting as like a healthy part of a relationship, which is bizarre to me since I don't have it. So observing my friends and watching them at like sports clubs and stuff like that while they watch football with each other, and the camaraderie and that SE unity, you see it like at games, at football games, like, it's always like really interesting me for to watch. And so typically speaking, the negative stereotypes of low SE demon are going to be unkempt, looking careful, not really looking that good. This could even run to extremes of not wearing deodorant, not cleaning themselves. There's the stinky ENFP hippie female that doesn't shave her armpits or shave her legs. That's a very common stereotype of SE demon. This can vary depending on their upbringing, how well they train their SI. Because remember, even though you have SE demon, you still can be trained and you still can be taught to be responsible. And so even though I don't necessarily take a lot of time to comb my hair, I am at least clean, I am at least presentable, and I'm at least not going to be giving someone a bad experience just on my appearance alone and my own hygiene. That being said, we also talked about any demon, and Vic was great to be on the show. Be the fact he's an ESFP, we talked about any demon. I brought up the thing about my students. I teach a lot of any demon students, and well, they'll get a little restless around 18 minutes into a 25-minute class, and they'll throw fits, and they'll not see the what'll happen with their actions, and so they'll see the outcome of their actions, because the NE sees outcomes, they see possibilities, they see the future in that sense, and so they don't have this kind of stuff, so they'll act up, and then they want to finish the class, I want to finish the class, but we have to finish the material, and so then they'll throw a fit around 18 minutes, and then the class becomes 27 minutes instead of 25 because they did not see the, what would happen. So this could be very frustrating when you're dealing with someone's demon function, especially if you love them and you care about them, because they don't understand the function and what the consequences are. So this is the case with ESTPs and with ESFPs. They will act sometimes not understanding the consequences of their actions. So they'll see, oh, I cheated on my wife. I can't believe she divorced me. I never saw this coming. Okay, so to many people with any ability to be like, how could you be that oblivious to not seeing the consequences of your actions? Well, this is the case. Unless it's well trained, this is just how it's going to be. And so any demon has these consequences. And Vic also brought up personal experience about being very pessimistic and looking at the intentions of others, like they have ill intentions because of past experience. And so he's like, you know, because NE is going to mix with SI. And so his wife and INFJ has more optimistic NE, and she's like, you got to think better of people. You got to think better of people because her SI demon hasn't been hurt by that circumstance yet. And so that's their demon function. INFJs, INTJs, you know, they typically don't talk about hurtful situations, and they leave it in the past, and the past is very unimportant to them. And so that was just some thoughts on that. If you have any requests about what functions you want to talk about, it doesn't matter. We'll eventually cover them all anyways. I'm enjoying this time with Katrina. I'm going to get advanced Zoom so we can have these and not ever get interrupted again on this situation. And so those are just some little rehash of what we covered in that 35-minute video. And I hope you guys enjoy them.